and a little recordy and a little music. $99.
Drake, you look like those dudes, those like hacker dudes. What are they called?
I was going for a hazmat.
I know what you're talking about.
Is that called like a group or is it anonymous?
Anonymous, yeah.
I open this and you got Drake.
Welcome back, Washed Up Walkons fans. Episode 99 of the podcast, and I have the coronavirus. Just kidding, but this is a great time to remind you guys that the best way to not get the coronavirus or not have it affect you as much is to get healthy. And what's the best way to get healthy? It is to take Tyler Kluver's 30-day plan. This is just me plugging my buddy's fitness plan that he just put together. Welcome to episode 99. I'm not getting the coronavirus.
Wow, man. That's
that is probably rooted in science, Clue. I bet you have 100% of your clients are coronavirus free.
Sure. That is, to my knowledge, so far correct. I guess I'll talk about it for a quick sec before we get into this because we actually have a guest for those watching.
I forgot about the intro of the actual guest because it's not his first time, so it's just gonna.
Second time guest. We'll get to him. Get to him in a second, but yeah, man. Guy got fired. Had to come up with some alternative ways to make money. So I thought, what am I good at? Well, I don't eat breakfast, so let's make let's make some money off it. No, man, it's been good. I did not know that so many people would be interested in a little 30-day challenge. And a ton of people have gotten in touch with me about fasting in the past, but I guess this idea just hit harder than normal because it's an easy way this is my sell on it if you guys are interested or haven't heard about it yet. It's a 30-day period of time where we're going to introduce you to fasting on a 16/8 schedule. You're going to basically, all you have to do is skip breakfast and not eat snacks after dinner. And it's an easy way to get a little bit of experience with fasting. I also include some exercise programming and some diet advice in there as well. I told people they're not going to look like I look after 30 days, but if they want to get on the right path and do it the way I've done it, then this is a good start. And we've had today was day one. I opened it up this morning. We're already on our way to 30 contestants. So, yeah.
Okay, good. Because I was literally about to cut you off right there. Folks, we have an All-American on the podcast. Welcome back to the podcast. Friend of the show, Alex Meyer. Kluver was talking for a little bit too long there. I felt like we had an All-American waiting just a little bit too long for an intro there. So Alex Meyer is back. We were planning on talking Big Ten wrestling recaps and then talking nationals, but
don't have those. So
we don't have those. So
we don't have anything, boys.
The world's over.
Alex, you're basically a doctor now. What the fuck's happening?
First of all, we have no idea. I have no idea.
Good.
That's the answer everyone wanted to hear.
People at the hospital are royally freaking out.
Also good.
Also great, yeah. Everyone's canceling. Cancel culture. Literally.
Okay, so so for the folks that don't know, you are a second-year med student right now, right?
I am.
Okay. Do you know what area of medicine you're going into?
I do not. Right now I'm thinking orthopedics, but we'll see how that works out. I got you.
Do that.
But right now I'm on my peds rotation, and so what's going on at the hospital is we don't have enough PPE, so like masks, gowns, and stuff. Or we have enough. We're worried about running out.
Yeah.
Because all of them come from China, and China is shut down for the foreseeable future. So as students, we can't go into any of the rooms that you need mask and gown for, which is for the inpatient kids. That's a lot of the like respiratory viruses. So there's only a few of the patients the students can see because they're trying to save all that stuff. And then just yesterday, they changed it so students can't scrub into the OR either.
Yeah, my brother was telling me about that. So
Yep.
if you're on like your OR rotation, you're basically not doing anything right now.
Yeah, so I heard they had just a day off the other, maybe Wednesday? I think Wednesday or Tuesday or Wednesday, and they were just like, "What do we do?" But then they changed it so they could go back in, but they had to reuse their mask. Now they changed it, and now they're just back to students can't go into the OR because we need our PPE for other places.
Maybe I shouldn't have put this mask on. I should have just been going around to clinics collecting single masks and selling them, man. I could have honestly made a good profit.
Yeah.
So back to the original point. No one knows what the hell's going on. No one knows what's going on.
Yeah, and Kevin, you're our resident kind of know how the economy and the rest of the world is affected, because Drake and I definitely don't care or pay attention to that. Tell us what China being shut down means in the shortest way possible.
It's fucked.
Okay. That was good. I mean,
you don't have to be a genius to look at the stock market. It was going and boom.
Hey, but
straight head down.
Now, would this be a great time to buy stocks if you were never in them?
Not yet, because we don't know if it's the floor yet.
Yeah, I mean, I've been telling myself it's going to bottom out here for like the last week or so, and it just keeps plunging down. So I have no idea what's going on.
All right. They say, first of all, that's the first. No one knows anything about this. Like, there's a few people that know shit about it. Everyone else just reads stuff and just comes up with their own opinions that are completely uninformed and biased. And like, they're saying that it's supposed to be the worst in like 2 weeks from now or something like that.
That's what I'm hearing too. That we'll see. It should get worse before it gets better, but it should be 2 to 3 weeks.
So
if we're not at the worst right now, like wrestling is in a week is it a week from today? It's a week from today it starts. So like we won't be at the worst part yet. So I mean, they can still put that back on, right?
School's not canceled until the week after.
Right.
Kids are still going to school.
I guess none of you guys are in school anymore.
And so some would say those wrestlers are some of the healthiest guys in college.
They got great respiratory systems, man.
Incredible.
As far as I'm concerned, we're the national champs, though.
So
in both sports.
In all sports.
In all sports.
In fact,
I mean, you can't say otherwise, really.
Take away LSU's championship. The Hawks won it.
All right, so let's actually get into it. I actually do want to talk wrestling because we had Alex on prior to the year's start, and the Hawks just had an incredible season. Topped it off with a Big Ten championship last weekend. Alex, dude, just recap the season for us, man. It was a hell of a season for me to watch as a fan. I'm not nearly as informed as you are, obviously. This is like just me being a casual fan. This is like the casual fan watching football. I'm just a casual fan watching wrestling. What did you see out of the Iowa Hawkeyes this year other than pure domination on the mats?
Exactly what they did. Just when watching them as a former wrestler, like you just kind of understand what's going on. And when I would watch them, I was just like, dang, these guys are good. Like they're all good, but they're just wrestling really well. And they just, like the whole season, they just wrestled really well. And I mean, you guys know, it's hard to put a whole season together.
Oh, absolutely.
Impossible.
Stringing them one after another. Yeah. Especially in the, Yeah, especially in the Big Ten, man. Like, we literally had the hardest schedule possible, and they just knocked them out one after another.
Yeah, so they looked good. They had, injuries, sickness, all that stuff. They seemed to kind of roll with it. Every team's going to have it, and they just kept mowing them down.
I want to hear, Alex, who's the most who impressed you the most this year? Maybe someone who performed higher than you thought they might, or from your perspective added more to the team than they were really than people thought they were going to moving into the season.
Great question. First one I'm going to say is Spencer Lee, which is a hard answer to answer because you expect the two-time returning national champ to
expect the champ to behave like the champ.
Yeah. But he's over the last couple of years he's had a few bad matches and stuff, but this year he bonused everyone but one match.
Right. Which is just an absolutely insane stat.
Absolutely absurd. And then he bonused that kid at Big Tens. Oh yeah, and then he won the U.S. Senior Nationals in between.
Oh yeah, just for fun.
To qualify for the Olympic trials, and which we'll see.
We'll see if those actually happen.
Yeah, God.
Now the Olympic trials are still on, but give it 3 weeks. We'll see.
Outside of all the sports shutting down, which is just for guys like us, that's like it's like, well, I hope you have other hobbies because into shit. Drake, we can't hear you. Your mic's muted.
My fault. What if you don't have other hobbies?
If you don't have other hobbies, I imagine that the dispensaries in Arizona are going to be getting a lot of visits from a certain washed-up walk-on.
Vitamins.
Right. Yeah. No, your vitamins and minerals. Aside from that, there's this weird part of me, and I think, Kev, we might have talked about this when we lived together, that wants to see as close to the apocalypse as we can possibly get. I want to see it almost. Is that bad of me? I don't know.
Well, the whole United States shutting down kind of feels like the apocalypse.
Yeah, it's wild.
So I don't know if Clear, you probably remember. Drake, you probably remember too. So 2 years ago, back when we were training for Pro Day, I got kind of sick and, just kept nagging on. And eventually I went to the doctor and oh, we think you have the mumps.
Are you patient zero?
No, I'm not patient zero.
But you did fake the mumps.
I did not fake the mumps. They told me I had the mumps and they said, go home and stay home until we get the test back. I had to stay home for 5 days. Wasn't allowed to leave the house.
You barely came out of your room.
Barely came out of my room.
A lot of Grey's Anatomy.
It was to do puzzles.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember. I did 3 puzzles over the course of 5 days.
You did
1,000 piece puzzles.
A lot of puzzles.
Yeah. So, that was 5 days and I was going absolutely batshit crazy. So I can't imagine people having been quarantined for 2 weeks. Kluver, you would probably excel because you never left your room.
I'm built for this, boys. I got podcasts and YouTube for days to listen to. Alex, another question, because I don't want to exclude you from this conversation. So the NCAA, we're recording this on Thursday night, and really all the shit started to go down on Wednesday. You guys are actually going to be listening to this on Monday, the week after. And I do want to throw in the quick thing for y'all that we will not have a second episode this week. Alex is joining us for our only episode of the week. All of the walk-ons are gone the day before.
Oh, not anymore.
Nope. Well, coronavirus.
Drake. Yeah, right. The most important technologically walk-on is gone out of the country. I'm going in search of the corona, and I'm going to take it out myself.
You're definitely coming back with it. What if they stick you outside the country, bro? What if you're just not allowed to come back?
I talked about it with my wife and her family. I was like, what if it gets worse? What if right now it's not even, people aren't even freaking out compared to 3 days from now when we're in Cancun, or actually Isla Mujeres specifically. And they just are like, no travel. All planes are grounded, and we're stuck in Mexico for like a month and a half. I don't give a shit, boys. I don't give a shit.
That's kind of true, bro. What do you? Yeah.
There's less cases in Mexico than there is in the United States. So
Yeah, you're probably safer down there.
I'm safe, man. I'm safe. But what
Mexicans are going to start building the wall to keep the U.S. out.
Yeah, for real. They're gonna contact Trump. Hey, we'd like to go back on our thoughts on the wall, guys. No, but so they've canceled everything. NCAA has canceled everything. The tournament is canceled. What surprised me, and I want your guys' thoughts on this too, is they canceled baseball and softball seasons, like all the way out those run into the summer. And
I don't think they canceled them. They're just like postponing those for now.
I'm pretty sure they're canceled.
They're done.
So like baseball doesn't even get their season.
They've played like 20% of their season, canceled the whole thing. As of now.
Really?
Yeah.
My first thought is, why not just wait it out and not play for 2, 3, 4 weeks, see what happens.
Right. You think that'd be like, reassess it at that point and you think, right?
Yeah. And my second thought, which really becomes prevalent, even
Make them all play with gas masks.
that would be horrible. The second thought is all of these kids, the seniors especially, and a lot of it has come out with the basketball because they're about to enter the tournament for their last time and stuff, and they had a great chance to do well. Riley Till, Ryan Kreiner, Bakari Evelyn. Those three never get to play a game again, and they weren't expecting that. These senior baseball players didn't even get a chance to work into half of their season. Like, not only does it end their career, some of them will never play this sport again, but for those that are trying to make it to the next level, and the wrestlers too, albeit that they were basically at the end. Some of them had already, finished.
Yeah, it's only the most important tournament of the year.
Right.
In their lives, Well, whatever. Yeah, they were
but they got to finish way more of the race than the other one.
Like what happens to the draft training with Doyle and all them? What happens?
Pro days are canceled.
Yeah, pro days canceled. Like
scouts can't come to them.
What on earth? Think about
back to the original point.
Canceled.
Back to the original point. No one knows what the fuck's going on.
Pro day is canceled.
Canceled.
They haven't canceled it, but the NFL is not allowing their scouts to go places.
Imagine we actually had a chance at the NFL, guys, and we weren't able to go and show our shit.
So basically, you can have pro day, but there ain't gonna be no one there. So what's that do for you?
You can't have pro day if you close down all the university facilities, which people are starting to talk about now too.
Right. So it's just.
I didn't even think about that.
So I mean, imagine you don't go to the combine, you're
screwed.
Yeah.
Your tape better be good.
Your tape better be good. That's your only chance of getting an undrafted free agent spot.
I mean, Jesus, it's wild.
It's all wild. So, Alex, I want to go back to you. Have you talked with any of the wrestling guys since this came out like literally yesterday that there's going to be no fans there, which very upset. Tanzer hooked me up with a all weekend pass, all recession, executive suite. It's going to be awesome. Shout out Tanzer, you're a legend. Then, boom, no fans. Next day, boom, we're just canceling the whole thing. Have you talked to any of the guys? What are their thoughts? What's going on? Have they proclaimed themselves the national champs yet because they deserve it?
Can we print the shirts? Who's printing the shirts?
Yeah, I'm sure shirts are printed.
Let's print them.
Let's print them, man.
I'll talk to our guy. Let's print the goddamn shirts.
We're printing the damn shirts, man. And listen, none of you listeners still are. You don't want these problems, man.
Oh yeah, we'll come after. We'll go cease and desist.
Iowa 1 million. Everyone else 0.
National champions 2020.
On the back.
Champs. Anyway, Alex, before these bozos
Maryland actually scored 0 points at the Big Ten tournament.
Oh my God, honestly hilarious.
What'd you say?
One qualified too. He got 9th.
Oh, poor
he didn't score any points.
Holy smokes!
Who? What score?
Maryland.
Ouch. They're just getting drummed in every sport. I guess their basketball team was okay, but football, wrestling, destroyed.
So yeah, Alex, before these two bozos chimed in, have you heard anything from the guys on the team? just where their heads at? Like, what are they saying?
Yeah, so I live right across from Carver, and when I came home from work/school yesterday, they were just getting out of practice, and they just found out that there's no fans, and they're like, okay, we're rolling with it.
Sucks, but okay, yeah.
Sucks bad.
We don't know much. We'll find out more in the next couple days. If they postpone it, we'll be ready. They move it, we'll be ready. If we go there, no one's there, so be it. That's something Tom's always talked about. It doesn't matter. Control you can control.
At the end of the day, it's you versus the guy across from you.
Yeah, exactly. Then today, I came home from work and I hear a couple of them in one of the apartments that lives next door, and I was like, "Hey, what are you guys thinking?" And they're like, "Well, we don't know. Like that, it sucks. Some of the qualifiers are like pretty upset, as they,
rightfully should be.
Understandable,
Right?
But they were like, if they move it, if they postpone it, we'll be ready. If the next NCAA tournament's a year from now, we'll be ready. Then they talked about, what if the arena Carver closes, so you can't have practice, can't work out. They're like, I don't know, we'll just pull the bikes out of the room and we'll put them in this parking lot up here. Go ahead and we'll keep working out and training.
I would love that.
Oh man, I fucking love you wrestlers.
Something they would do too. They would just, find a way in, pull some dumbbells out, set up a little shop.
That would be elite. I spent Monday morning. I spent an hour stalking Pat Lugo on social media. I think he's my new favorite wrestler on the team.
Pat Lugo is low key one of the funniest people you'll ever meet. But extremely low key.
He seems very low key, but like, I don't know, just the way because I've seen a couple of his matches this year. I saw a couple interviews in that hour of researching him, and I just was like, damn, I like this guy. He's my favorite. Is there a favorite guy you had to watch this season? Don't say Spencer Lee.
To watch, I always like Marinelli, watching him wrestle. I mean, he goes hard 7 minutes all the time.
What about my guy Chem Dog?
I don't know. That's why this team's been so good. They're just so fun to watch.
Absolutely.
They're all scrappers. They all score points.
So I like Marinelli too. I just feel like he's stronger than everyone else at 165. Chem Dog definitely had the best match of the year though versus Hall in Carver Hawkeye.
That was insanity. I rewatched that match on YouTube, and I respect wrestlers so much. It's just a grind, dude. It's God. The more I watch Iowa wrestling, good wrestling, I wish that I would have wrestled, because I think I could have been all right, but I'm also weak as hell, so probably not. God,
maybe you got picked on less. Like if you were a really good wrestler, I probably wouldn't have hit you with a trash can.
No, you still would hit me with the trash can, dude. You were so pissed that day. I'm so salty that Spencer Lee doesn't get a chance to be a four-time natty.
Four-time. I was thinking that too. That's bullshit.
Or, just like a senior, like Lugo's coming off a Big Ten championship. Like, he deserves a shot at the natty.
Seed. Like,
right.
This sucks.
Like, I mean, I sincerely hope the NCAA considers giving seniors another year. Or everyone another year. I don't know.
That's where I was going with this, Kevin, and I don't know what you guys think. Do you guys think somehow, some way, they would come up with a rule, because this is such a wild, once-in-a-lifetime situation, where they would allow a fucking Corona red shirt or something like that? And
does the NCAA actually care about its players, though?
No, they don't.
No. I was just going to say, because the NCAA is a bunch of communists. Absolutely not. They're not going to allow it. But
yeah.
I
honestly, Kevin, thought you were going to throw another C word out there, just a C-bomb.
I mean, that's pretty on point about how I feel them too, but yeah.
Little Corona you next Tuesday. The problem with that is once you get into giving the seniors another year, now you're affecting everybody else beneath them, guys who have waited their turn. They were ready to come in next year, all this. So you'd almost have to give everybody that's currently enrolled one extra year. And then 5 years from now, like, I don't know. It's weird.
I agree. I don't think that, I mean, I agree that it's super unfair, but I don't know if that's even possible.
I know. I don't either.
Because where do you draw the line? I read today, a couple of the reporters on wrestling were talking about that the qualifiers might get an extra year, but then exactly you screw over the next guy that's been waiting his turn.
Right.
If there's say there's a junior underneath, a returning national champ senior,
right.
Senior gets another year. Now you're also a senior. Like, do you just not get to wrestle at all? Like, like here we got Lugo, the senior, ranked number 1 in the country, number 1 seed for the national tournament. Jaden Ironman on Olympic red shirt, gonna fill that one hole from a graduating senior. He only has 1 year left.
Yeah, it's the exact situation. It's like someone's getting fucked.
I'm All-American already that's transferring on Olympic red shirt right now.
Yeah.
And I guess you can't really give everyone another year because you have incoming freshmen who are going to be on scholarships. You have scholarship limits. So I guess we just kind of answered the question ourselves. Like, the seniors are just out of luck, I think.
Really over with. That's ass. That's just, there's no other way to put it. This is complete bullshit.
There's got to be, I don't know why obviously I'm not a part of the NCAA for many reasons. I don't work for them. I don't think I ever would. But they had these conversations. They deal with stuff not like this, but, decision-making like this on a much more, consistent basis than I do. I just don't know why you couldn't suspend everything for 3 weeks or 1 month and just push everything back. So what? It screws up a bunch of, the normal timing of things. But, gosh, just give it a little time. I still personally think that people are maybe blowing this whole thing out of proportion, and we're just taking extreme precaution just in case. I hope that's the case, but man, I don't know. I'm sad about it. I know this isn't a football podcast because we got Alex on here, but think about how valuable spring ball is to a football program.
Think about how unreal it would feel to be an older guy
and
get spring ball canceled.
Kevin and I basically did it our senior year.
So did I, dude. I had a broken leg, shoulder surgery, another ankle surgery, bro. I didn't even think about spring.
Let me tell you, it was great.
I know.
Yeah, man. Selfishly, my brother was, he was going to have a chance to compete for the starting snapper gig this fall with Spiewak. Who knows what would have happened there? Fat chance without a spring ball that, he'll have an opportunity to really jump a position there. But
wait a second. That's who we're down to?
Those are the 2 snappers on the current roster.
No disrespect to your brother. You just said he's second in line, and I didn't like the first name.
Well, as much as Spiewak has been behind the scenes, he's not a bad guy. He's maybe the first guy on the team to enter a frat after football, but
Zach said the stupidest shit ever in the locker room.
Zach, yeah, and Zach's only been there for 8 weeks, so it's hard to just take over a number 1 spot when you've been there for 8 weeks in the program. So, yeah, I don't know.
GL's at Kluver, man.
Yeah, GL. I don't know, Alex. I was so excited to talk the Natties. So excited. Like, I was gonna have this whole rundown of everybody's seed, who their toughest matchup was going to be against, like ask you who was potential sleeper matches that we were going to have to watch out for, and like all this shit. And now it doesn't fucking matter.
I know.
Man.
I mean, it reminds me of the 1980 Olympics when we boycotted.
Yeah, that's kind of what this is.
Like, all those guys made the Olympic team, the Olympics, and they don't. They just, President Carter's like,
Aside from 9/11, is this the craziest thing we've ever lived through?
Yeah, for sure.
It's got to be,
It
right?
has to be.
Yeah.
I mean,
like nothing has ever canceled, sports on a wide scale like this before.
my mom actually said it today. She was texting me. She goes, "I don't think there's ever been as much like kind of like you said, the world stopped, Drake." She's like, "I don't think everyone in the world has stopped."
Dude, the pictures of Italy are mind-blowing. Like, we're supposed to go to Italy at the end of June for George's wedding.
I know.
Like, Italy,
that's not happening.
end
boys.
of the world.
Before all this went to real shit, Drake, I was gonna tell you to cancel your flight and rebook because
it. I know.
Because the flights went down like 70% in price.
Yeah.
You can get a plane ticket as of yesterday from Cedar Rapids to Denver for $55.
Wow. Well,
let's go to Denver, boys.
Well, here's the thing. So, we went to Hawaii for our honeymoon. $1,100 a plane ticket. If you want to go to Hawaii right now, $420 round trip. Like, so Lauren and I are
taking vacation, boys.
Well, look, dead serious. Lauren and I have been trying to find time to go out to like the Pacific Northwest, go see Seattle, Oregon, Washington.
Yeah, so that's probably not the best place to go right now.
Yeah, but I was like, hey, we might as well. I'm talking like in the summer and
well, after the coronavirus just clears everybody out.
Right. And then so we're like, hey, maybe we should just like take a look, see what flights are. And they're like half the price right now. So that could be happening.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever seen anything of this scale.
No.
At least in our lifetime.
I mean, like even 9/11, like the stuff was shut down for like a week before they like started playing baseball games again.
Right. Well, yeah, because it wasn't so widespread.
We've had outbreaks before. They've played soccer and stuff without fans in Europe multiple times.
Right.
To cancel everything for months. I've never even heard of it being talked about.
No.
Or canceling. Every university is going to online class.
Wild.
It's just so bizarre, dude. Can you imagine?
My brother Zach sent me a snap today like, well, online classes. Guess we're just gonna have to lay in bed for the next 3 weeks.
And all these people are gonna go on vacation with these $100 plane tickets and then come back, and it's just gonna be.
I mean, yeah, like is that really keeping people from like moving around?
Probably not.
No. There was this tweet I saw yesterday. It's like, school cancels class to avoid people gathering in large groups. And it shows this video of massive crowds of people gathering, like getting hammered, chanting and screaming because cancels got canceled.
So funny. I want to.
What happens with the guys in the football complex? Like, do they just like they can't go to the complex and lift?
No, I don't think they've shut down.
They haven't shut down that yet.
The
university is still open.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like specific events like pro day where outside people are going to come in, like, is the draft even going to happen? Is it just going to be an online draft? Like you're getting sucked into the military? Like, hey, we choose you. It's like Pokemon. I want to shed some light quickly on the headband you're wearing, Alex. So we can just mention that a little bit. Brandon Sorensen, unfortunate situation with his health this past season. Ton of support in the wrestling community and the Iowa community just because that's what Iowans do.
Iowa fans are the greatest.
Yeah, I mean, Brandon, talk about him a little bit.
Yeah, Brandon, so people that don't know, he got diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia I don't even know, December, I think.
Yeah.
Right after Christmas, or Thanksgiving, right after Thanksgiving. And he just, got sick, and then like perfectly healthy 25-year-old elite athlete coming off, 4-time All-American, like one of the best to ever do it, just all of a sudden just got sick. And went to the emergency room. They did some tests and stuff and find out he has cancer. He's a super private guy. I've seen him a couple times since then. He's doing good. He's like, if anyone has the right mindset, it's him. He's all about, I'm going to beat this. I don't need the fanfare.
Yeah.
I got this. I know that the wrestling program, the coaches, wrestlers, Hawkeye Wrestling Club has really supported him a lot, been there for him and his family, whatever they need, they definitely can get it. And then I just pulled it up on my phone. They started a GoFundMe, and it had a goal of $30,000, and it's up to $119,000 right now.
Wow.
Over
that's awesome.
$1,000 in like a week. But
That's
that's something that's really cool about wrestling. Like one day I scrolled through the donors, and there's people that Sorensen beat in college, opposing coaches, wrestling legends. They're just like, here's $20, $50, $100, a few like $500 donations to a guy they may not have ever met, just because he's a wrestler. He did it the right way. Like he's just a solid dude.
That's crazy.
Man, that's fucking awesome to hear. Sorensen strong, baby. I
Sorensen.
saw like
yeah, and then we had the bandana thing at one of the dual meets, so that's where that came from.
That's awesome.
Yeah, dude, that's shout out to Hawkeye Nation. I'm sure was a big part of that, but then like you said, wrestling and community in general, I'm sure helped pitch in.
Yep. Even a couple of the Oklahoma State guys had bandanas on their warm-ups.
I do remember seeing that. Yeah,
I heard John Smith called and like wanted to get a whole team's worth, and they were all sold out. So it's like, wow, like sold out too fast. A couple thousand of them. But,
that's crazy.
Yeah, it's one of those wild things. Like you'd never expect that to happen.
No.
Well, man, I like that. Yeah, hearing that like makes me give them a whole lot of respect. Even though during that meet, I'm sure you were watching, things were getting a little chippy between the coaches there.
They were very chippy.
I love it, chippy. Chocolate chippy.
And I can only imagine what's going through. Have you any idea what's going through Coach Brand's mind right now that they canceled nationals? Like this was our year. This was always going to be our year. Spencer called it at the Penn State game, 2020 national champs, and 1 week before.
Nothing.
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
Kevin has left the podcast. He turned his mic off. He threw it, and he left the podcast. And if I know Kevin, that's possibly not good. This might be the last time that we ever see him. So, Alex, we'll continue with you. Do you have an answer to that?
I read one of his quotes, and there's a bunch of news articles and stuff, and basically they're like, we support what they decided. They're trying to do what's best for the student athletes, but just knowing the program there, it sucks.
Yeah, I feel like Brands, if you got him to say like a real answer, the way he talks and the way he thinks, he'd just be like, "We'll be back next year. It doesn't matter. Anybody will wrestle him anytime, anywhere."
Yeah, absolutely.
2021, we're coming back stronger than we did this year. Like, we don't care.
Absolutely.
Sure. Yeah, I think they always have the next thing mindset. Whatever, next best thing or whatever's. They always said whatever's the next meet is your most important meet of your life. So, it was true up to to the nationals.
Yeah, I recently switching gears a little bit here, and Kevin's back. He somehow entered from the other side of the screen that he left, so at least he's healthy. Did you contract the corona while you were out of screen, potentially?
Yeah, I went and sneezed on as many people as possible.
Nice. It could be.
If we're gonna do this, then
we're gonna do it big. Then
we're gonna do it big. Then
30 for 30, James.
Shout out James.
If Kevin is now a confirmed corona patient, I am going back into quarantine.
Yep. But switching gears, Alex, I want to – maybe you don't have a whole lot to provide on this one, but a recent couple follows on Instagram and Twitter for me were two of the females in the Hawkeye Wrestling Club, Forrest Molinari and Allie Reagan. Do you know them at all? And do you think they would be good guests on this podcast?
I do know them, and I think they would be excellent guests.
Okay.
Forrest is I think she's one of the best interviews in wrestling.
Ah, yes.
Good,
That's good news because this is one of the better interview shows. We we let it all loose.
Yeah, they're both, I mean, world-class competitors. I saw Forrest when I was on my way home today, and she was with some of the guys. And, I mean, they're like – so the senior level, Pan Am's is next weekend in Canada. That's an Olympic qualifier. So, I mean, they're concerned about that. Gilman's up there for the USA men.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, the Olympic trials are 3 weeks after that. And then, they're talking about moving the Olympics.
Jeez.
Who's better, Spencer or Gilman?
You got to wait for the Olympic trials.
Oh.
I can't wait to see that.
I can't either.
Match.
But, yeah, Forrest and Allie are, they're excellent competitors. They'd be great guests. Talk about a little bit more about the Hawkeye Wrestling Club and what it's all about.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't obviously none of us know him, but I got Forrest's number from somebody on Twitter, and I think it would be interesting, even if we just brought her on for 20 minutes. I don't know how much. Probably couldn't go for an hour with her because I don't know. It would be a little bit less organic, but I think it would be awesome.
Yeah, they'd both be good.
It'd be more awesome if big wrestling meets were gonna happen that we could talk about, but instead we're just canceling the entire world.
Yeah.
All right. We won the Big Ten championship. We won the nationals. We had how many number one seeds do we have? 4 or 5. They're all national champions. So good 2020 season Hawkeye wrestling.
Yep.
And a great 2020 season Hawkeye basketball because we're Big Ten and national champs.
And not only that, we had the Big Ten Player of the Year in women's basketball, men's basketball, and wrestling.
Should we just give the women the national championship too?
I think so.
She won the Player of the Year award. I think it's only fair.
Did they call dibs though? Because we called dibs on the men's one. So
well, we don't need to call dibs on wrestling because the one seed behind our
we just win the fight. That's all that matters.
And yeah, that we might not have called dibs on the women's, but we're at least 2 for 3. I think we probably leave it unless you guys have anything else. We've stretched this to 45 minutes and had to cut half of what we were going to talk about. So,
I mean, I was just gonna segue into, it sucks that we don't get to actually raise a banner this year. But 2021 coming around next year. Lugo is the only senior that's graduating. Granted, if ChemDog gets that medical red shirt.
Yeah. So Lugo's the only starter graduating. Something I wanted to talk about a little bit is the senior class for the wrestling team right now has 11 seniors, which is absolutely absurd. Most of them are 3, 4, 5, 6. This class has 11. Only one of which is a starter, and then 2 others were previous starters that lost their jobs to younger guys. But
that's wild.
I think it's pretty amazing to see what they've done in the program for 5 years. And, I mean, you don't see that very often in college athletics. You get 5 years and you never see the mat.
Yep. We know.
There's I know you guys have talked about the attrition rate in football. People transfer. They don't like riding the bench, but I mean, those guys stuck with it. My brother's one of them, and they aren't the qualifiers, most of them, but they put themselves in position to win a team national title. Mm-hmm. Something that hasn't been done since 2010.
Everybody has a role, and I think that's an incredible example of it.
I mean, there's one thing to say about riding the bench at football practice. If you're not in the top 2, you're not taking shit for reps during practice. I know damn sure those boys are getting their ass whooped in the wrestling room every day at practice. So to stick that out for 5 years is hell of an accomplishment.
You got to be
sticking out.
You got to be a dude now.
Yeah,
I'm sure they got some dogs there.
Yeah. Jeremiah Moody won Junior Pan Ams, and he never got wrestle a few varsity matches, but never the guy, and he's Junior Pan Ams champ.
That's wild.
A couple other qualifiers that are out of the lineup, just nuts. But
just shows you how deep they are, man.
2020 national champs. Washup Walkons have declared it,
and we're gonna print the shirts.
Yeah, we're gonna print the shirts. I'm actually gonna see what we can do there if we can mess around with that. Anything else?
I don't see why we can't, right?
Right. I mean, I don't know. I might as well. I think everyone, dude. We might
as well make a shirt. We might as well make a shirt that just says wrestling, men's, women's national champs. Just 3X champs.
Yeah.
Just
three. Yeah, Iowa 3-sport national champs 2020. Men's basketball, women's basketball, wrestling on the back. Like, screw it.
We used to have Iowa against the world T-shirts, and we need to bring those back.
All right.
Seriously.
The whole world against Iowa right now.
We'll do that.
All the T-shirts. We're gonna print all the T-shirts.
All the T-shirts are being printed.
All the T-shirts. All the national champions.
Alex, I want to thank you for joining us again. Unfortunately, we didn't talk as much potential wrestling as we could have, but I think we got a decent amount in. You provided some great doctoral knowledge on the coronavirus. We have 2 doctors on the podcast out of 4 today, which is great. Kevin.
My dad was a doctor, so by transitive property, it just got passed along to me. It's inheritance. Yes, it is. I'm his only son. I inherited it.
You joining the family business?
Yes. We already saw it happen. Step Brothers the same way, kind of.
That's an all-time line right there.
That's all I got.
He just said he's going to join the family business. But you're a medical doctor.
You know how many people listen, dude? You know how many people I had to tell no when they're like, "Hey, are you going to be a doctor just like your dad?"
That's unfortunate.
No.
My dad's a PE teacher, so yeah. I saw that, and we can close with that. You sleep with a picture of your – for those watching the video, you get the special treatment here. He's got a fat head, big old picture of himself. But
no, I turned it around. Usually it faces the parking lot.
Oh, outside? Yeah, that's nice.
Actually, one of DeSanto's favorite things. We're neighbors.
Oh, yeah?
He always notices when it's up or when it falls down. He'd be like, "Where's your face at?" Like, all right, it probably fell down. I'll put it up again for you.
That's hilarious. That's fantastic.
It's from my wife's bachelorette party.
Wow.
Ooh. Would me and DeSanto be friends? Because I just feel like we would be real good friends.
Yeah, I think so.
I feel like me and him got to have a few personality traits in common.
Yeah. He's fiery, that's for sure. He's a good dude, though.
Fiery is a good word.
Fiery.
I don't know. That's all I got. I'm going on vacation to Isla Mujeres. If you want to join me down on an island with 3,000 people, if you need any extra Corona, I'll bring it back for you, virus or alcoholic beverage.
Gonna get stuck.
Yeah, and hopefully I get stuck there. Maybe I'll live down in Cancun for the rest of my life, and you guys will just have to take over the podcast.
Just text us the instructions.
Episode 100. The next episode you guys listen to, we are bringing on some heat. Okay, so be ready.
Total legend.
I'm excited for it. This is one where I'm gonna spend the most prep time I ever have before an episode. And I'm honestly I'll probably get a little bit of butterflies because this is a big one. Number 100 for the Washup Walk-On. Somehow we made it. Again, Alex, thank you for joining for 99. And Heart don't have stars. Corona don't have stars or something like that. I don't know.
Don't get the coronavirus. Wear a condom.
Hawkeye 2020 national champs, bitches.
We're out.
$1 million.
Let's go.